Alright guys, back in another video, and this time we're going to be going over my favorite revamped leader other than Hit. I've been waiting for this revamp for Metacooler for quite some time, especially for them to change the backside to a Metacooler card instead of just a Metacooler core. For the new leader, it has a similar ability to the old leader. If you see here on the left, it's the old leader. On the front side, you still start with Big Getty Star in play as soon as you start the game, and you can awaken on the new leader by having 2 Frieza clans on board at any point in time, and you draw 2 cards to awaken, and then you get this backside. It's wonderful, very similar effect to the original. And then the only thing that's really changed is the free 5k pump and the fact that we can rest something when you have two or more Frieza clan cards in your battle area, and you can rest it permanently basically because you can rest it every turn, and because it doesn't restand until your opponent's next charge phase. Doesn't restand during your opponent's next charge phase, so every turn you can rest that same card. You don't have to worry about it anymore, which is pretty neat if you ask me. It gets rid of blockers and stuff. But onto the deck list. So I took some time to actually really theory craft this one and use the new support from set 9 and the support from the anniversary box and the older cards. Now, if you don't know what the Metacooler deck's all about, it's about starting with this Big Getty Star and abusing it. Now, this Big Getty Star allows you to mill 1 and then play a Metacooler from your drop area, which will be your infinite multiplication, which you can play as many as you want. But in this current list, I'm playing 8. You do need to see some amount of them, but you do not want to clog your hand with them, and you don't want to charge too many of them, because you need them in your drop area to keep coming back and pressuring your opponent. And your leader will awaken early. So on your turn 2, you should have 2 Metacoolers in play, and you can awaken when it be at 7 or 8 life, whichever one you end up being at. Mostly, probably 8 life when you awaken, because you're going to combo one of these when they attack you, and then bring it back, which is pretty broken. So your turn 1, you'll probably play this, draw a card. Turn 2, tap 1, mill 1, play this, because you just combo with it, and then boom, you awaken, draw 2 cards, then you need to start the milling process and bringing back stuff from your drop area to your hand, which is pretty good if you ask me. Now, I did think this deck needs some support cards, because the Metacooler cards in general, like this one, can bring back your Big Getty Star if they pop it, and that's pretty much his main ability in drawing a card. And then he has another ability which doesn't really matter anymore, and then another ability that can bring back 2 Metacoolers. So this card will be pretty decent in the later game, which is not too bad. But you have the new Metacooler card, which is going to replace the old one, which I used to play 3 of the old one. Now I'll play 3 of this one. But this one's like a 4-cost version of that one, and the other one's like technically takes 6 energy. But this one requires you having a red energy, which makes it a little awkward. I wish I would have kept it yellow, but you're okay to charge one of these, and then you're allowed to use Topo. So Topo's one of the best cards in the game, so why not play it? Why you have play red in your deck, and you play Champa. These are just cards you can charge, so you do have a red energy for your Metacooler core and your Topos. So you kind of want to stall a little bit and get the abuse of playing this card with taking your Big Getty Star up under it, and then playing him from your deck. And when he's played, you get to bring back 2 of these guys or 2 of these guys, and then when he attacks, you get to bring him back vice versa, either one of these. And this one gives your Metacoolers double strike along with itself and him. So all these Metacoolers will gain double strike, which is pretty good. Now, let me read this again. Yep, in your battle here. So not your leader, but that would be pretty good. But so yeah, and this guy, every time he attacks or when he's played, you get 2 from the drop. So you get 4 battle cards back. So very neat and very important to understand. And this is a Metacooler card. Basically, it's a free 15k pump and restand your energy into Big Getty Star, which is pretty good. And yeah, so I wanted to play some blue support cards and some generic support. So you got your 4 of each blue good cards, Sense of Being and Witch Coercion. Just all good, all around good cards. And if you know me, I'm playing Bean, because if I'm playing this deck, I'm playing Bean if I can afford to play it. If it's not Clash Coup, pretty much I'm playing Bean. And then Frosted the Poison, since you're playing yellow and blue, and this deck kind of is a staller deck, like a stallier deck where you want to like live. This card stops your like worst enemies, which would be big foos, basically. But yeah, this card's super good. Okay, so now that we talked about that, generic support still, we got 4 Bardock War Cries. Your leader is yellow. Play this card. In most cases, if you're playing blue at all in your deck and you're playing yellow, you're going to play this card because this card is super good. Draw a card, rest a card, and then have free pressure and defense. And you get your 2 generic overwhelms. I'm playing this one as a free way to overwhelm for 4 energy and then attack 3 times, along with your war cries and your other coolers in play. It should be pretty much game. Also, the new leader has the ability to pump one of your meta cooler cards out of a battle every turn. So out of a battle, pump 5k, so you can save one of these guys, or one of these guys, or whatever. Mostly these guys. And yeah, pretty good. And this guy also has an ability, if you didn't know, it has place one meta cooler card from your battle area drop area. Even if they're in rest mode, and this card gains 5,000 power. So you can free combo up when you're going for game on these, and send them all to the drop area on your last attack with him. And then boom, you can slap a chomp on it, or just even if they're at 1 life or so. Boom. And it's out of a battle, so if you pump it up, you won't die to Beerus, which is important to note about Bean as well. If you Bean up on this guy or this guy all the way to 35, they can't Beerus and kill it. So that's something you should take note. So don't try to kill this deck before turn 5 or 6, because it's probably not going to work out. So stall out a little bit. Do the best you can to not deck out, and control your mills with your leader and your Big Eddie Star, and then you should be fine. And your 4 generic super combo, if you didn't notice. You're playing Overrealm, so I like to play to 4 less life. Even though you will be sitting at a pretty healthy life. So you could play the Sparking super combo and play no Overrealms, but I like Overrealms. So to the sideboard, I actually did think it was important to note the side deck options for this deck, because you can take out the red cards going to game 2 and 3. If your opponent is playing a strategy that does not allow this card to resolve, or this card to resolve very easily, you can side out some of these cards in those matchups for generic good cards like this, and this. Har is good against almost everything, and Nimbus, and your coolers, so and time magics. So generic good cards and extra copies of this, and 2 different measures for topo decks and other decks that are getting under your nerves with their free counterplay cards. And yeah, and then you have Remote Series Bomb for those big ape decks and stuff like that just play cards that you really just want to get rid of. So you have a lot of options on your side that just take care of a lot of things. But yes, I would probably, if I did play the Sparking Super Combo and removed Overrun from the main, that would still hurt your side, because you do want to play these cards like Mira that help you get around a lot of things, and this plus Champa is dumb disgusting. So you could play this in the main over this if you want, but I like this card because it draws your card too and restands energy, and that card economy matters, and the energy matters for your bar deck. So to each their own, but these cards are very powerful, obviously, and I do like a lot of these cards. I was thinking this could go to 3, but in reality I was thinking you really want to play this turn 1 as much as you can, and then turn 2 you'll have this and drop here with 8 life and play it, and then you'll awaken. It's pretty ridiculous if you ask me. But what do you think about this new leader and the new revamped leaders? Please leave a comment below which one's your favorite. Please like this video if you're new, and subscribe if you're new here, and please look forward to more content. And if you want a specific leader to work with, or a deck list that I could help you with, please comment below and I'll do what I can. I may be making some draft content for the channel. If you'd like that, I can probably help you guys with drafting and stuff like that. Me and Tyler Rice and a few others want to make videos about drafting, because it will be a very important thing to note to learn before you go to regionals. So I'll see you guys at regionals in Richmond for sure, unless I somehow can't make it, but most likely I'll be there because it's like 3 hours away. But see you next time.